Greeting and salutation to Madam Nadia. My name is Esmeralda binti Kumar Ismail.
Greetings to our respective lecturer, Madam Nadia. My name is Siva Tarani, daughter of Ilan Jillian.
Greetings to Madam Nadia. My name is Sharna Kaur, daughter of Santosh Singh.
Greetings to Madam Nadia. My name is Jiyavashni, daughter of Rantina Reed.
So for this video, we'll be presenting our magazine that we have done. So I'll be sharing the screen now of our slides that we have done. Okay, so this is the slide. So this is the first article that we choose, which is first article is the nasi lemak. And then the second article that we chose is nasi kerabu. So now we will be presenting turn by turn. And then first, this is my part. I'll be explaining about the nasi kerabu, which is the first article that we chose. Okay, so for the first point, which is the main topic and central theme for the magazine is food, or to be specific, Malaysian foodie. And Malaysian foodie, why we choose food as our magazine, as we know, Malaysians, even everyone's love to eat and everyone's loves food. So for us, rather than we choose like relationship, something of cliche or music, so we rather to choose food because it's easy and it's interesting for readers to read. And then the specific, as I said, the specific is Malaysian foodie. As you guys can, Madam can see, it's nasi kerabu. Nasi kerabu is a Malaysian foodie, the famous Kelantanese foods. So why we choose Malaysian food as our magazine is because that we are one Malaysian. We have Chinese, we have Malay, we have Indians. So we love to choose like the main food that we actually eat then rather than steak or western and such more. And then the name of our magazine is Magazine Foodie. It's actually Malaysian Foodie, but it's okay. So why we choose Malaysian Foodie, as I stated before, we love to have Malaysian foodie because, as we know, everyone's love to eat nasi lemak. Everyone love to eat nasi kerabu, roti canai, ketupat, and such more. So the reason why we choose Malaysian foodie, it's suitable for everyone. It's the perfect name for our magazine because, as I said before, it's for our Malaysian foodie, and everyone is love to eat. And the recipe and the article that we did in our magazine is actually all the food that everyone has tasted before. So that is why we put Malaysian Foodie as our magazine name. And there are various food of Malaysian foods to cultivate one Malaysia instead of just one specific food. For example, like Chinese food. For some magazine, they are kind of like cliche, just like, okay, for example, like Chinese traditional magazine. It's only everything is about Chinese food. So why we created this kind of magazine and not just like specific food, like for example, like Chinese food, because we want to cultivate one Malaysia, such as Malay, Chinese, and Indian, and we wanted to have that. For example, Chinese can try Malay's food, Malay food can try Chinese food, and Indian can try Malay food. So everyone is changing like recipe to each other, so it's perfect. And then the specialty of our magazine is based on our central theme or the topic of the magazine. Like I said before, the specialty is the Malaysian foodie. As my experience, I've read a lot of magazine, but I think like Malaysian foodie or like mixings of Malaysian food, Chinese food, Indian food are not like everyone like, it's not like if you go to the shop, it's not like every magazine has that kind of, you know, mixings kind of food like Indian, Chinese, and Malay food. So why we create this? Because it's the specialty of our magazine. We have the Chinese food so that Malay can try Chinese food. We have Indian food so that Malay food can try Chinese food, and then Indian can try Chinese food. It's, you know, mixing and everyone can taste it. And then the second point for our nasi kerabu is the instructional words in our magazine is we decided to use simple and neat words in our articles in our magazine rather than hard words for people to understand or different words. Some magazine, they use like really hard words for people to understand rather than really simple word. For example, not everyone that read magazine is like adults. There's actually underage also read magazine, for example, like 12 years old or 10 years old. So it's quite hard for them to understand if we use like hard word rather than we use simple words. So we have decided to use simple and neat words for our magazine and articles so that students for that readers can understand. And that is how we put in our nasi kerabu article and also nasi lemak article. And last but not least is some magazine, the article or the word is quite hard to understand for this, such as the words from some magazine compared to our magazine. So as I said before, it's the reason why we chose this because we want to readers to understand and the meaning of our magazine, so that people don't confuse to read, okay, what is this about, what is actually the words is explaining about. So it's actually try to convey, and the article try to convey the readers to understand the word more easier for them. So that is for my part, and then now we'll be continue to Giza part.
Thanks to Exmelia. So I will continue as Exmelia explained just now. So we decided the topic, which is nasi kerabu. We also identified the topic as reading and mentioned what is nasi kerabu about. We does not complete a sentence and it usually no longer than 2 or 3 words. Secondly, we identify clearly about the nasi kerabu. We explain about what ingredients we use and all history about nasi kerabu that we identify in our article. Again, this does not need to be a sentence and it generally 5 to 7 words long, so it can make them to understand very well about nasi kerabu. Thirdly, we make details that support or explain the main idea of nasi kerabu. This is the main idea of the reading, to identify major supporting details that support the main idea, because reading helps to understand. We also have supporting details, makes them to understand about the nasi kerabu from our article. Be aware that not all the major details require further explanation, so they will have minor details supporting them. Thank you.
Tarni, your one is mute.
Sorry, madam. Okay, for today, I will be continuing the presentation for our second article. As mentioned by my friend Alia, the theme of our magazine is food, hence the title of our magazine is Malaysian Foodie. Why food? Because we Malaysian, as all of us may concern, we are known, well known by all the countries out there for the foods. We have restaurant stalls open for 24 hours. Just because of MCO, the government informed us to close the restaurants. Okay, so without any delay, I will continue presenting the second article. The second article from our magazine is the article about nasi lemak. Alright, nasi lemak is a Malay cuisine dish consisting of fragrant rice cooked in coconut milk and pandan leaf. It is commonly found in Malaysia, where it is considered as the national dish. Apart from that, it is considered one of the most famous dishes for Malay-style breakfast with a hot cup of tea. We can also see people selling packed nasi lemak in a small stall on the roadside to catch the attention of the buyers. And it is clear that's how famous nasi lemak is in our Malaysia. Next, as for the instructional words, we used simple words which is very simple to understand as well as very easy to read. Since a purpose of writing a magazine is to convey what we are about to convey to the readers, and hence that is why we chose simple words to present. Apart from that, based on what I have experienced, before I and my friend Sharina start to write the second article, we did some research about how to write a magazine. And what I have noticed in all the previous magazine is that the writers or the journalists, they used a lot of new bombastic words, a lot of new tough words, which is, even for me as a student, it's very hard to understand. So here I would like to clearly mention that, as Madam may check later on, all the articles that we did as a group, the words that we use is the words which is very easier to understand. Okay, next, for the next following 2 points will be explained by my beautiful friend Sharina Kaur. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Tarini. So I will be talking about types of supporting details and figurative language. We have identified our topic, which is nasi lemak, because we choose nasi lemak because nasi lemak is a very famous food in Malaysia. You can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it with dinner. For breakfast, like what my friend Tarini said, you can have it with a hot cup of tea or coffee. So nasi lemak is a very famous food in Malaysia. So in this article, we have stated what is nasi lemak, some famous stalls or restaurants who have them, and how it's prepared. We have described what is the main ingredients in the nasi lemak, how the nasi lemak is made, and yeah, we have so then the next one is readers can use this article as a navigation if they want to try nasi lemak, and they can prepare their own nasi lemak at home with the recipe provided. There are many food hunter in Malaysia. So by reading our article, they can find a few restaurants and stalls which sell famous nasi lemak, and they can even prepare their own nasi lemak, because now is before this was lockdown, so we don't even know whether the lockdown is going to happen again or not. So they can, if they have this magazine with them, they can know how to prepare the nasi lemak at home rather than going out and buy, because we will never know what's going to happen in a few more weeks. So for the figurative language, we use the figurative language in the recipe, and when we was telling the famous restaurant in KL or anywhere in Malaysia. So we use items that is as easy as an apple pie, mouth-watering, and red as cherry. That's all from me. Thank you. Your one is mute. The Exmalaya, you punya phone.
So that's all for our presentation slides. And we hope that Madam Nadia is really satisfied with our work, because we do work so hard on our magazine and our presentations. And thank you, Madam Nadia.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Madam, for spending your time for us.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Madam.
everyone, and thank you, Madam.
We're sorry for the